Right now, fire. You still gotta be on whatever your shit is, because it don't, unless we do like a business joint, which you gotta call them to get like a quote on that shit.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. We ain't Candace Owens, bro.
He trying to be her crazy ass.
Bro, I just saw an article this morning while I was sitting on the toilet. I was sitting on the toilet. That thing popped up. It said Candace Owens, most dangerous person on the internet. And that's what's crazy. Like, I got my wife onto that. It was just like, in the beginning, my wife didn't like Candace at all. She like her now. But like, I was telling my wife how ruthless this girl is. Like, she is like,
why, like, bro, she's fucking insane. Like, why would you like her at all?
Okay,
bro?
hold on. You don't like Candace Owens? That's a debate right there, boy. I like Candace, bro.
Why, bro? She's anti-black. She's a black woman who's anti-black.
Nah, she misconstrued, bro.
Nah, she's insane, dog.
She realized what she's gone through, what she's done. I think she's apologized for a couple things. And she also apologized about that whole Trump support thing. She does not, bro. You know you're a little dark, right? Like
yeah, I know, yeah.
Okay, you look like I'm in daytime, and you're in nighttime.
Yeah. This lady ain't shit. But
no, she's come forward and said some stuff about how, like, you know, she don't support Trump no more. She don't even like his name coming out of his mouth.
Most of them don't, bro. But it's still like her ideology is just wild. And then like all that shit she coming out talking about now, she's clearly insane, dog. Like none of you can't believe none of that shit she's saying, bro. And it's like you're allowing her insanity. Like you okay with her being crazy? Like that's crazy.
Yes. An extent, because if we didn't allow people to be crazy a little bit, bro, then we wouldn't get to where we are. Like, okay, yeah, we got Kanye's great music, but you also got Kanye's crazy side. You got, you know, it goes with everything insane that is good at art. She's artistic. It's an artistic. It's art. Journalism is artistic, bro. And then like at the same time, though. Yes, she is. She's a professional. She went to school for this. She's a professional journalist. That's why she's a master debater. I don't want to say it wrong, master debater. She's a really great debater, right? But here's the thing, is that we can't get mad at her for asking the questions, because she brings up
what questions?
She brings up really good points. Like, that's why I watch her, bro. Like, she says things and I'll be like, bars, like facts.
Like what though?
Okay, like, bro, she's done recently.
I don't pay attention to her enough to know whatever. Okay. I just see clips of it and I'm like, this bitch is crazy.
So recently she has done some stuff where it was just like, okay, the whole Charlie Kirk thing. And then I remember the first couple videos, she was like a wife scorned, bro. Like you would think that she was the wife and not Erica. Mm-hmm. But anyways, she was mad, bro. And she was like, and you better come forward and you know who I'm talking to. Because if you don't, I got receipts and I'm going to drop them. And then we were all watching like, ooh, who's Candace calling it, bro? And then they didn't drop it and they weren't coming out. People weren't speaking. They weren't coming forward. So she's like, all right, bomb. She started showing text messages from Charlie saying all kinds of stuff. And then a lot of other podcasters started like getting into like, what is she actually debunking? And then they were like, wow, Charlie did feel this type of way. Oh, these were verified. And then you got a few people that are like, no, these are fake messages and woo, woo, woo. And then she actually on film, like, she was like, okay, you guys think this is fake. Let me log into my iPhone and let me do this. And I want to show you the metadata, bro. Like she'll show the facts. But I think overall, yeah, she's a conspiracy theorist, but that conspiracy theorist has gotten such like a bad rep. But it's like, you gotta be a conspiracy theorist right now, bro. We cannot you gotta be, because look,
there's no facts in conspiracy theories, bro. We need facts now. That's the problem we have, and there's just no facts out there.
But the thing is because
nobody pay attention or accepts them for what they is, or they twist them shits in some kind of weird ass way. You know what I'm saying?
Partly true.
Their agenda, bro.
Partly true, because look, the whole thing about aliens for so long, why should we trust our government anymore now that the government is finally coming out and saying aliens are real, guys? Like I just spent like, I don't know, I just spent like, I bought that new documentary. You saw that last month? It came out. You didn't see it? The Age of Disclosure. It came out. Age of Disclosure. It was on. Bro, hold on. You're talking about coming forward. You have to buy it right now. You can't even watch it for free. I mean, sure, there's somewhere in bootleg, but it's the top CIA, Navy executives, Air Force executives, top people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Legit. They can't fake that, because that's like me going outside saying I'm a police officer and it's fake, and I can get arrested for that.
But they still can't explain what it is. It's not like they saying that aliens
no.
unidentified objects because we don't know what it is. That's all. I don't think they
No,
aliens. Bro.
these people legit came out and said, I've seen the beings, we've had communication with them, and we have their crafts, and they are not of this world. They're not of this earth. They are not human made. These are humanoid people, and the government has been covering this up for 100 years or something like that. Bro, it's legit. Like, I'm convinced 110%.
I gotta see that shit with my own two eyes for me to believe that aliens exist, bro. That's just how
That's the same thing you said about Ghosts, bro. It's the same thing you said about Ghosts.
God, whatever, like anything, fucking fairies, mermaids, all that shit, Sasquatch, nigga. I gotta see that shit with my own two eyes for me to believe that is actually real, bro. Like, I ain't going on no conspiracy theories or what people say they got, but don't have no tangible proof of anything. You know what I'm saying? So I can't, because everything could be justified and explained, bro. But unless it's like in my ear view or eye view, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's in my purview. I don't believe.
So you're telling me that they've been making up this conspiracy ever since Egyptian days, bro?
I mean,
you telling me?
Let's go back to Candace, because she's got a conspiracy.
She's like that female Alex Jones. You know who Alex Jones is?
And he's full of conspiracies, and he's always getting debunked, bro. So
he was onto something with 9/11.
I mean, I don't know what his exact thing. Well, my thing is his Sandy Hook shit was just wild as hell. But anyway, he's a perfect example of always putting out misinformation out there, and it gets fucking traction, and that's just what people go on. Same thing with Candace, bro. Like, she's out here saying that the president of fucking France and his wife got a hit out on them with a you know what I'm saying, got it's assassination, whatever, on her ass, bro. Like, come on, bro. You can't believe none of that shit is real, dog. Like, she's just wildly talking shit,
bro.
And
she can
in this day and time, the more
she should have been locked up.
Egregious shit you could say, bro, is what's going to get traction, dog. Like, nobody's going to care that, yo, I'm going through this lawsuit with these people. So that's just the plain boring ass story. Let me add this extra element of, yo, they got a hit out on me. There's fucking baguette carrying French killers on this side. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Just to get her traction. It's just, that shit is just weird, bro. And she just spreads mad information, just like the other guy, Tim Pool and shit. Just spread mad information, and just people that don't really do no research on it just go with whatever the fuck they see from them, bro. And that shit is dangerous.
So, do you believe we went to the moon?
I don't know, kind of iffy on that.
Okay, because you got a little conspiracy theory in you. All right, here's the thing: the same way
some things, like, I just don't know though, because I wasn't there at that time, and I ain't no scientist or nothing. Like, that's how.
But I'm saying, have you ever seen, like, have you ever seen COVID?
But
have you seen it?
Different, dog. Like, what, the germ itself?
It's a germ. Have you seen germs before? Like, you really legit looked at something and said, that's a fucking germ?
But you know when somebody has a cold because you see the symptoms, though.
Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just because they're sick doesn't mean you need to get sick, right? Kind of, sort of, maybe. But you learn through science. They said the scientists looked under a microscope and was like, hey, apparently
they named some shit.
If you inhale this shit right here, you gonna get this shit right there. So it's just like, you can't see, just like you can't see the spirit realm and like you can't see that for a fact that we went to the moon. You can't be a fly on the wall to know for a fact that we didn't do 9/11 or not, or like Charlie Kirk was actually assassinated by somebody that it wasn't who it was. They say it's Tyler Robinson. They're just making stuff up the same way they made up the whole, like, that's why the whole JFK thing was a conspiracy. Now this whole Charlie Kirk thing is turning into conspiracy, but she is pulling facts. And here's the thing, is the FBI, she's getting, okay, this is kind of like a Wikipedia type of fact pull that she's getting, but it's almost, yes, you're right. Yeah, because listen, I'll tell you why. But it's also good in a sense, because she's getting her information from the public. So it's like, if we create a platform, right, and then let's say someone shoots our homeboy, and then we're gonna look into it. We're gonna be like, bro, who was there tonight at the Classic Weekend? Who was driving that orange car? If any, this is the car. I'm gonna put it up. Boom. Anybody know this car? What city they from? And then they're gonna be like, oh, I know that car. Be like, what city? Oh, they from Georgia. Okay, blah 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 blah. They from Atlanta. Da 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 da. And then we're gonna investigate, and then we're gonna get closer and closer. And that's what she's doing. She's pulling from the people to get who killed my boy Charlie. And that's what she's trying to figure out.
Bro, but I think,
and I give her kudos for that.
Her boy Charlie, like, I saw a clip the other
people
day
hate Charlie.
online. I saw a clip the other day with him saying something about her, not in a good light either. You know what I'm saying?
I think
they went a while without speaking, maybe these last couple of years. You know
they
what I'm saying?
Have a little split, yeah.
See, so that's what I'm saying. Like, shit she's saying, I look at it as like it's invalid because, like, you wasn't really in this man's life these last couple of years. You really don't know what was going on.
She definitely had messages from him like the couple days before. I think the day before, like he went out. Like, she knew all about the start date of where the event was going to be. She knew about the like Israel president reaching out to him and all this kind of stuff. Like, President of Israel, what's his name? Benjamin Netanyahu was reaching out, trying to get some sponsorship with him and make him get some money to say certain things for him to be pro-Israel. And that's the conspiracy right now, is that he was basically not accepting donations from Jewish people and stuff like that. And then she found out.
Yeah, he wasn't, but he was still on the side of Israel though. Like, I don't think he was.
No,
AIPAC.
He was pulling out. That's why they caught his ass. He was pulling back, because I think at first everybody was pretty much Israel. Like, it's messed up. But then after we started seeing it,
like, dog, we live in an age of everything's constantly being recorded, so it's hard for me to believe that Charlie was assassinated by any other person other than the kid they got, because it's hard to be like, this is the person we got, but on the video and following this person around here by here.
There's someone who got footage of the guy on there's someone that got footage, right? They were just recording. They're like, why? Oh, there's a sniper guy on the building over there. Like, he thought he was just recording.
It's the Taylor Robinson kid, though.
It was supposed to be the Tyler Robinson kid that was on the building. So, okay, but the guy who recorded, he's like zoomed in. Candace has the footage. It was like in her second to last video, I think. And then the guy zooms in, and the guy also sells guns and does something like with guns. Like, I don't know, he works with guns. But he said when he watched the video back and forth over and over, he says, you see the sniper sitting there, and then when the shot is taken, boom, there was no recoil. Like, the guy had no recoil. So he doesn't believe the guy, whoever the sniper was on the top of the building, whoever was the sniper who took the shot. And then the gun that they found was some bullet.
Was there multiple shooters there?
That's the speculation. Like, it might be a drone that took the shot. But here's the thing is that, yeah, because look, here's the thing. The reason why is because the gun that they found on Tyler Robinson or whatever, the bullet should have went through the thing and came out the other side and like blown his neck out or whatever. Like, something about the size of the bullet, right?
Yeah.
But they're saying that he was a superhuman. Like, this is what the hospital and the coroner and all of them are saying, like, oh my God, this is a supernatural thing. He saved people's lives behind him because he absorbed the bullet, which with the size bullet that hit him, this should have went in and out, but it didn't come out, and this and this and that, whatever. And so Candace was like, I'm not buying that. Like, how did this bullet go in? And you're telling me that he has like some superhuman strength neck, that he didn't stop the bullet, because maybe it wasn't the gun that Tyler was using, because Tyler was supposedly using his grandpa's gun that was like some powerful ass gun.
I saw a video where they did like a recreation. I guess it was a 30-aught caliber that it shot with,
something.
And when it shot, like when they did it on the practice dummy, like it pretty much decapitated whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But I mean, I saw when everything first went down, it seemed like the first couple of videos that were coming out was like the shot was coming from like somebody in the crowd, like, because it went from an angle up. You know
Correct.
What I'm saying?
So, okay, so with you saying that, I don't know if you believe it or not, but with you saying that, have you heard of Occam's razor?
I heard the word, but I
It's kind of like you're gonna go, okay, it's a lot of people kind of like with your mentality, like where you don't believe in like ghosts and all this other stuff. You go for the nearest possible explanation that it is, and you go with what that is. Like right now, if I said, oh, there's a ghost in my room, but you don't believe in ghosts, but then the door opens up behind me, and then you're just like, bro, you have your window open. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Is your window open? The wind blew the door open. And then, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to go with your first possible
obvious
explanation.
choice, yeah.
Correct. The obvious choice. Well, here, if you're saying, okay, well, we watched another video with human flesh or blah, 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 it decapitated the whole thing. This is what the science says. So if the science says that, are we going to believe that? Or are we going to believe the fact that his neck didn't fall apart? How? So there, right there, the government is lying to us.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
But what is Candace saying about it, though?
Candace is saying the government FBI is lying, bro. They're saying that Tyler Robinson did not do this, bro. And Tyler Robinson's lawyers are not speaking up. Tyler Robinson is not speaking up. It's a conspiracy. They're just putting the blame on this guy. And then they're saying that his transgender partner and all kinds of stuff. They're making some type of agenda, bro. The same way they lie to us about 9/11. Bro, I need to stop talking. I'm going to end up like
nah.
Bro, they're going to target my ass for no reason. I would get a drone shot through my window. But I am not suicidal. I am not suicidal.
She's saying something about Turning Point USA was an inside job.
Yeah.
With Turning Point USA employees. So that's what she's saying. So I guess because she going at it with Erica. I think they got some issues or some shit going on. I don't know.
That's funny. Yeah, I can't. Well, she's treading very lightly on that. I feel like she's not attacking. She said the only two people can stop her talking about this is her husband and Erica. And I guess Erica hasn't sent her a message and say, yo, please stop. But
because she knows she's crazy, bro. Like if I know you crazy as shit and whatever you putting out there ain't facts, bro. Like
unless Erica did tell her and she just didn't. I think
I ain't worried about that. Candace,
but recently,
she is the most dangerous person in America, dog, because she's fucking nuts. Anybody that's fucking Tucker Carlson is a danger to America. What's the name? Candace is, Tim Pool is, all these people that, bro, they're nuts, bro. Have you seen,
because America don't want you thinking, bro. They want us to just, this is what it is. That's it.
Well, they want you thinking about some bullshit, so they're going to push bullshit, and that's what they're doing, because it's the bullshit that gets the traction, dog. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, it's like America's, we like entertainment, dog. This is why Donald Trump got in there. He's an entertainer, bro. He's not a fucking president or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's an entertainer, bro, and he entertained people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we like. So we're gonna say the most craziest, egregious shit like these people are doing, and then they get the traction, and it goes, bro. Because the truth is much way much more boring. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to read that shit or pay attention to it. Like conspiracies are they're exciting, bro. So yeah, I'm gonna pay attention to this conspiracy and play with that idea for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is probably way lamer, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to pay no attention to that shit, man. So
yeah, I
don't believe them people, none of they shit, because like I said, she's insane, dog. Like she's fucking insane. So
but no, she really isn't though. Like she got some pointers, like for real. Like unless she starts talking about flat Earth, then I'm gonna have to step out of the room. But
she probably believes that shit is flat. Though,
I don't think so. Nah, I don't think so. She's not that.
Bro, I think that she don't even believe most of the shit she say, bro. She was probably. I think a lot of these people say the shit that they say and don't believe it because
clickbait.
This shit,
You're talking about clickbait.
Bro, they getting paid off of this shit, bro. Anytime they post up some crazy shit, because they got big ass followers. So anytime they post up some crazy shit on X or Twitter or whatever, bro, they getting thousands of dollars.
But trust me, look, I follow a lot of podcasters, right? And a lot of people try to discredit her. But then I see more, there's people discrediting her and then turning around, kick back and say, oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. There's more people on Candace that's saying Candace is wrong about something than they turn around and do a public apology or a private DM apology, and then Candace will be like, look, they apologize because she was right about something. And the thing is, like, she was right. Like, she was wrong about Donald Trump the whole time. She was wrong for like that whole Black Lives Matter. She was wrong about this guy. I don't feel like she was right about the whole, what's this guy, the guy in the neck?
Did she say she was wrong about fucking
She apologized for some of these things. Black Lives, no, I don't think so. But she has
He's
But here you go. Here you
anti-black. How
go.
you black and be anti-black? I can't fuck with you, period. If
But you
you
gotta
are a
see.
black person or a person of color and you anti whatever
Look,
the fuck
but
it is,
here's the
let's get
thing.
that
It's like
clear. You can
here's
have
my thing.
you can have your disagreements and some things that you maybe perceive as fucking maybe something people could work
Tell
on,
me
bro.
this though.
But
Who's your
you
favorite
can't be
basketball
out here
team?
just
You
putting
follow
motherfuckers
basketball?
out like that.
You follow basketball?
Nah,
What's any sports?
not really, bro. I catch them shits like I catch the highlights on some shit.
All
Wow,
right.
what's up?
Let's say your last sports favorite team was Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me tell you that Michael Jordan, let's say, for example, all right, we don't even got to do the whole sports team. We're just going to say Michael Jordan. No, that's a bad example. Let's do the whole sports team. Let's say the whole sports team, the franchise plays whatever. That's your favorite team. The jersey, the going to the sports games and everything to support the Chicago Bulls. Now you find out that the Chicago Bull owner is actually a racist and he says like all kinds of really racial things. He supports KKK. All his money goes towards supporting things that knock down black people and do all kinds of stuff like that, XYZ, ABC. Would you still support Chicago Bulls and support that whole team? Because you got two things. You got the brand and then you got the underlying who owns the brand. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna pay loyalty to that brand, but you know in the end what it's doing for your culture, for your people. Are you gonna sit there and still support that brand?
I mean, me personally, no, but the market is going to dictate that shit. Because if something like that come out, there's probably a good chance that he's going to end up having to sell his shit, and somebody else is going to take over. Just like
Okay,
what would
so
happen with the I think it was the Clippers owner when he got caught up in that
but
shit.
that's
He had to sell
yes,
that shit. You
exactly.
know what I'm
Yeah, and
saying?
he
Yeah.
got and he had to sell it and he had to get out. But that's not the case here
Yeah.
because Black Lives Matter was a not-for-profit organization, but the underlying people that were underneath it that
They
were
made money. They made
no, but
money.
these weren't our people. These weren't our black people. This wasn't our agenda. But the brand got us and we got locked in. So Michael Jordan is like and the Chicago Bulls is the equivalent of the phrase Black Lives Matter. But then the organization underneath it is what Candace was trying to show everybody. But people were like, "Oh, Candace, you're anti-black." She's like, "Look at my documentary. Watch where the paper trail goes, and you're going to see, and you're going to feel stupid." And that's basically what she said to the people because
She's a
it's.
conspiracy
But
theorist.
don't
She
get me
think
wrong.
George Soros is fucking funding everything, bro. That's it. Like
Nah, it was.
she's
It's
a alt-right lunatic, bro. Straight up.
she's a pretty brilliant lunatic. You know, it's probably
Bro,
like you can
like
call it sociopath.
crazy
Like
people are
she gets
intelligent.
obsessed, bro.
You
Yeah,
gotta be
some people.
crazy as shit for you to be able to even come up to shit that you come up with, bro. And imagination makes you an intelligent person, bro. Like she got a good imagination, and that makes her a genius. Just like with Kanye, Kanye's a fucking idiot, but when it comes to music, genius, bro. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's just I can't support somebody like her because she says some wild, egregious shit outside of her hating on her own people. You know what I'm saying? Like she just says wild shit. Like this whole thing with the assassination attempt on her and shit. Like, bro, ain't nobody worrying about her motherfucking ass, bro. Like she need to stop talking shit. You want to talk shit, put that energy out there. Them people gonna check you with a lawsuit.
Mhm.
Now you got to come out and pay that shit, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be,
Yeah. Other
you know what
thing
I'm
I
saying?
could
You want
say
to be
is
divisive
I
and
will
fucking
I will
wild.
just
You know what
say
I mean?
pay close attention and just keep watching. I think she's gonna prove some people wrong. I feel like I mean like I'm a conspiracy theorist in myself kind of like in a sense because I'm not afraid to ask the questions publicly. I am afraid because I know they're quick to take me out and blame it on gang related or some bullshit because I'm black, you know, but and I'm a guy. But like um honestly, like I've been questioning government and life, everything since 9/11. Because I remember 9/11, like it was yesterday, bro. Like we were in class, they brought the TV out on the wheels, boom. We're like, what's
Mhm.
going on? Locked down the school, and we watching this, and I was like, oh snap! Like it made me want to join the military. And I was, you know, me in high school, bro. I was in ROTC already. And that thing made me wanted to go get guns and just start capping, bro. Like it made me have an anger and it did that to just
That
me. So
made
I
you
could
that
imagine,
gave you that patriotic
yeah, because it was just like, bro, you doing
yeah, I
this to
mean,
my
yeah.
country, bro? Like, what you beefing with, bro? And then so like, but then after I realized and I started listening to the conspiracy theorists, and I was like, what you guys saying over here? And then I started watching. I was like, this makes
So you
sense.
think Bush them had something to do with that?
Oh, so you telling me you don't think so?
I don't think Bush had anything to do with that shit.
We got a
I
lot more to
think
talk about than we thought.
I don't think that was a setup. But that's just too
Bro, do you know about Tower number 7? That's all I got to say. Tower
Tower
7.
number 7.
Tower 7. Have you
What are you
heard
talking
about that? You never even heard about Tower 7.
Because that's a made up tower. There was Tower 1, there was Tower 2, there was what, the North Tower and the South Tower, bro.
There's
Like,
even video proof.
where's
Tower
Tower
7.
7? What are you talking
Tower
to
7. There was 2 towers that got hit, boom, boom. But then there was a 7th tower that the media did not cover, and there's proof and facts, 100% proof. There's video proof and everything that this other tower fell down and had nothing to do with nothing. And
Were there
there's no,
buildings around there? Yeah. Because,
but
I
that
mean,
has, but it was a block. It was blocks away. It's Tower 7. 1 and 2 got hit, and
what
Tower
was the
7.
significance of Tower 7 there?
It was the actual operations building, I think, for the CIA. And then, but for no reason, it fell down. Okay, so like, how did that Tower 7 fall down for no reason? Didn't even get hit by a plane. And then on top of that, what did the media and the news tell us? They told us that the passports of these people that flown the plane in, they said they had proof that it was Osama's people. Their passports were found in the debris, but yet they couldn't show us the black boxes that with the recording, the audio, the video, nothing. They said the black boxes were destroyed. So you telling me a paper passport made it through a fire, but the black boxes didn't make it? And then it wasn't even the black boxes for just 1 and 2. You're talking about no black box for Pentagon, no black box for any of the towers, and no black box for the plane that fell in Pennsylvania as well. And then when you look at the debris in Pennsylvania, you don't see not one suitcase, you don't see not one chair, you don't see no blood, you don't see, it's just a hole in the floor. And they said it exploded. And no, bro, you can look back at any video footage or pictures of any plane crash anywhere that ever happened, and you're going to see chairs, you're going to see debris, bro, you're going to see luggage. You're not going to just see a hole in the floor. And then the same thing that happened in the Pentagon. There was no debris. There was no chair. There was no luggage. There was barely a wing. They said it was a jet engine or something that they pulled out.
I think some of that shit probably blew up with the fire, with the impact
Bro,
of it.
it's
I mean, I ain't seen
impossible.
no video like that
There's
around
so much
there.
luggage, bro. There's so much luggage. People put all their luggage underneath the plane, and you're telling me, okay, yeah, it blows up. Yeah, it'll catch fire. But still, there's so many documented plane crashes. You can look back at pictures of plane crashes, and you see arms, limbs, legs, you see freaking bones, you can't disintegrate that whole thing. And then the way these buildings fell. Here's another point to prove is you heard about what happened in Japan with those big apartment high rises and all those people died?
I thought that was in China. That was recent, right?
Was it China? I'm sorry.
I think if it was recent, I think it was in China, yeah.
True. I thought it was Japan. I don't know why. Okay. So for that to happen, that building was burning for over 24 hours and it still didn't collapse. Bro, this thing fell within minutes. Like, yeah, it's a jet engine, but a plane hit it, but it burned and fell down completely. And then when you watch it fall in slow motion, you see implosion on lower levels, and then the whole thing falls down.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do my research on that one. That World Trade Center shit's crazy. You what's it called? You did you watch the Diddy documentary?
Oh, did I? Diddy?
Did you watch the Diddy documentary?
Of course. My wife put me on.
What's your thoughts on what is your overview of that situation?
The first thing, and I'm just gonna say it right off rip, is how did you get this footage? I was like, is this AI 50? Like, how did you get this footage? And my wife ended up telling me yesterday, she said, it's kind of what he did to that boy Rodney. He didn't pay the guy who was recording. And I heard my wife says, she said the guy called 50 and was like, hey man, Diddy ain't pay me. I got some stuff for you. And 50 says, say less. And that's what Diddy deserves, bro. Like, he's a slime ball. If that is true, exactly what my wife said, then the fact, the Biggie part pissed me off, bro. He ain't even pay for his man's funeral, bro.
Oh, if that, I don't know, because somebody I think Big's mom's estate came out and said that shit was false. I don't know. Got to double check that. So, but there's some people that said that shit was a lie. But yeah, if that shit was true and he had Big front that whole bill, that is insane.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
bad, bro.
And that's supposed to be a man and all that. That shit,
Correct.
that would be crazy, bro. Like, I'm gonna make the biggest whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you gonna have me front the bill? Like, that's insane, dog. Like,
That man is
I
so
want.
cheap with his money, bro. He is and he isn't. He's very selfish.
You
Very,
see, in the
very selfish.
beginning, I think he was on the phone with somebody. He's like, "Yeah, I'm about to go deposit 200
200
million."
million. That was
I'm
with,
like,
it was some girl. Yeah, I forgot what
yeah, he
girl it
was on the
was.
phone with some girl. But then it's like, okay, you about to go to the bank and deposit that, but then Shorty asked your ass for what's that? $5,000 because she was about to
Yo.
lose
And
her
she
kids and all that
defended
shit. And then
him
you getting
still.
that's crazy, bro. You
That's
know what
what
I'm saying?
desperation puts you at, bro. Desperation, bro. Yo, you telling me. Yeah. What's funny is I heard the same thing about Jay-Z's the same exact way. They always got some excuse as to why they won't give their cousins money and stuff like that. Like, somebody asked Jay-Z for like $2,000 or something like that. And he was like, nah, like, what's your business plan? And the guy gave him a business plan. He's like, nah. I was like,
Crazy. I mean,
you a
yeah,
billionaire, bro.
probably
Like,
he probably didn't see the value in the property. I don't know, bro. You know, because you know a lot of these people they be rich on paper. Like they don't have that like liquid cash. Like they don't be having billions of dollars like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that should just be all
but
in
this is
stocks. You know?
Jay. We're talking about Jay-Z, bro.
I
He's
mean,
the
yeah. I mean, I'm
richest.
pretty sure he had 20 grand. He could have threw somebody. You know what I'm saying? Who
No,
cousin
the
or
guy
whatever.
only asked for like less than 5 G's. It was an interview. I think it was with
No, I'm
him and
just
Kevin
saying in
Hart or
general.
something.
Just
It
saying,
was
yeah,
something. And
yeah.
he said the story out of his own mouth. He's like, man, my cousin came up, asked me, boo, 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 and this, and I said no because I'm like, bro, it can't hurt you, man. It can't
I
hurt
mean,
you.
but then again, it's like, okay, if I give him
I gotta
whatever,
give.
then I got to give everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they got to play a game,
He
a
has
little
enough,
in line.
but
You know what I'm saying?
let's think about that though. For a fact though, he has enough money to give every single person $1 million in his family. Like if it's gonna be his cousin, and it still wouldn't hurt him, bro. If he's worth billions of dollars, you wouldn't give it. You wouldn't give it if you worth a
I'll
billion
make sure
dollars.
everybody's like, I will make sure people is straight. Like it would be something I'd have to like really like think about. I ain't gonna leave family out there to dry. Like just giving everybody $1 million or not, bro, because they'll end up losing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you back to having to give you another $1 million or whatever. You know what I'm
So
saying?
here's my take. If I was a billionaire and I had a lot of friends and family that was asking me for money or they had hardships or whatever the case may be, I would be a lender and they can pay me back or whatever. And I'll do zero interest. And not only that, like, I don't think I would just be like lending like that. It'll get to a point and be like, all right, listen, how about we do this as a partnership and we're gonna do some business. And I'm gonna have people underneath me that work for me, whether it be my own family or I'm gonna hire like official people with like MBA degrees. And I'll be like, look, my cousin over there, he wanna start this business selling cell phones or whatever, and he wants to do this and this and that, whatever. So can we go ahead and open up that LLC, put me as 51%, him 49% until he pays off the debt, and then we'll turn it over to him. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
the
Like,
thing, though. It's like you don't know if that's going to happen that way. Like, and I would,
no, but
I would. You
you're
have a
paying
family
people to
design.
keep him in charge. Like, you pay your employees to keep your family in check with the money that you lend. So if you're putting up this money, yeah, you pay people to pay people. That's how it works. That's business, bro.
Come holler at me, and then I may
Hell
throw you,
no, bro.
bro.
They're
But
gonna take that shit and
I
go
would
straight to the
probably end up
strip club.
doing. Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying how I would end up doing is like I would just open up a trust fund, bro, and everybody get them a check at the month, 5,000. Everybody, boom, boom.
That's a good idea
If
too.
you
Like
throw
if
a
you give
couple of
them
dollars in there,
their
the interest
means.
is going to be, you know what I'm saying? You're never touching that money, interest,
Hmm.
whatever, it's going to build that up. And that's just what you're paying out to everybody every
Hmm.
month. You
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
mean, yeah,
saying?
that's a good idea too. And you're just
That's
giving them
how I
money
do it.
to live when they're in like in their means, right? Like, but like if someone comes to you with a business idea though, like if it's a family member, you know,
If it makes sense to me, like I mean, it all depends. Like if you're a billionaire, I'm pretty sure you got like business managers online, you know what I'm saying, on your team and shit that tell you like, yeah, there's a market there. Yeah, we could get this going. You know, if people come to me and be like, yeah, that shit sounds good, let's do it. Then all
hmm
right, you know what I'm saying. But I'm only giving you what is needed. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah. But that's the thing
'cause
is,
I
I'm
don't
not
want to
even.
mess up nothing with friends and family,
But
bro.
that's
And
where
when
it
you
messes
bring
up is
money
when
into
you.
that shit
But
gets
that's
fucked
where it
up.
messes up. You're right though. But you're right. You're right and wrong because that's the point. Is like, all right, I'm only going to give you what you need because they can come with a bright, beautiful, exclusive freaking business plan. And then when the second they see that money, they get greedy. And then all of a sudden you're like, bro, I gave you the 100,000 you needed to start that. What happened? He's like, yo, bro, well, you know, man, my car got towed. Then my house went under and then kids. And I'm sorry, bro, we need another 100 stacks. You're like, bro, so that's why you still need to have that mediator between you, a business person, and then them. So they still work for you. And then on top of that, you still keeping 51% and got them at 49.
Yeah, I mean,
But like
I would
you
appoint
gotta
somebody in charge of that money
appoint
though.
somebody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Or
they
that's the
take.
thing. It's like whatever they're gonna buy, you gotta pay for it. Unless you gonna sit there and be like, okay, what is the approval for? What are we buying?
That's what I'm
You
saying.
gotta
Like
buy.
if it's the if they come to me with a business plan, then I'm gonna open up this account over here, and then I'm gonna set somebody in charge of that account.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but they're overseeing the project too. So it's like I give you 100,000, boom, you got it, but you got to go to this person to get it, and they're gonna write you out the check. You got to go get what you said you're gonna get. You come back with this,
CFO. Exactly.
so
You're
we
gonna have
know.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we keep
Like,
a tally, bro. It ain't to be an asshole. Like I said again, bro. It's just
yeah,
I
you'd
don't
be the
want to mix
CEO.
your money with friends or family because that shit is just it's fucked
Yeah.
up.
No, but like if you going into it and be like, look, this might fail because businesses do fail. Like you probably, even as a billionaire, you know, I've tried 100 different businesses, only 30% hit, right? So then it's like you can't blame it on him if whatever. But if you know for a fact that he
Hold
wasn't
on,
holding up his weight, then you can blame it on him.
hold on, Joe. Go ahead, Dewan. Watch the thing, man. I mean, recording live. This nigga came in here knocking on the door.
You gotta get one of those recorded things on air.
But yeah, I just don't want to mix all that shit in with friends and family, dog. And if I did, every dollar gonna have to be accounted, bro. And again, it ain't to be an asshole. It's just I want to keep you as a friend or a family member. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm-hmm.
just don't want to sit the fuck up, bro.
But like, let's say if you lend me $1, bro, and I say I'll pay you back, would that change your feelings towards me? Like, and I didn't pay you back
Oh,
that
it's a
dollar.
dollar. It's a dollar,
So
dog.
that's
But I'm
what it is
saying,
to a billionaire, bro. Like, so if I asked you for 100,000, it's less than $1 to you if you're a billionaire. So even if I asked
yeah,
you
but
for,
if you take that 100,000, if you come to me and was like, yo, I need 100,000, I want to go buy this Escalade, and I give it to you, okay, you went and bought the Escalade. But if you come to me and be like, yo, I got this business plan, and you go use that money for something else and don't do it with the business, then we got a problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
but
that's
again,
just.
if it's only worth $1, think about it
But you know,
again. A
it's the
billionaire,
principle, bro. It's the principle of you came and told
I
me
get you.
I'm
You're
gonna
right.
give you give me this money for this, but
You're
you ain't
right.
spent it on that.
You're
That's all.
right. You're right. It's the principle. I get that part too. Right. But at the same sense, it's like, even if you gave me $1, like me and you at our finance level, because I don't think you're a bajillionaire, right? Unless you are, and I don't know. But I'm just saying, at our finance level, if I say, yo, Rob, let me get $1, I'm about to go buy a water, and then my
I
dumb
ain't
ass
thinking
goes and
about
buys a
the dollar.
Sprite. I go buy a Sprite. You ain't thinking about $1. As a
I ain't,
billionaire, that's what you think. That's how your mentality is. 100,000 is less than $1 to you, bro.
the principle is
Now,
totally
but if I said I'm
different.
gonna go get a water, 2 waters, but I come back with 1 Sprite, you'd be like, nigga, didn't you say you was gonna get water? I said,
Like,
bro,
bro,
I
if
wanted
you
a Sprite. And you're like, bruh,
no
I
see the
told you to get
comparison
water.
be like, bro, you needed that dollar. You said you wanted something to drink. Boom, gave you that. But you took that dollar and used it to go buy some meth with it.
Okay, that's a
Then we
different
got a
story.
problem.
Yes,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with that.
That's the
I
principle.
agree with that. But if you swapped up what you bought instead of buying meth or something, yeah, I get that.
I mean, because you
I
still
would
getting something
never.
to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna trip on that. Like you said, you wanted this dollar because you wanted something to drink. Boom. I don't
But
care
the
if it was
meth is
water or
gonna
something
hurt
like
me.
that. The meth is like, yo, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
If I
saying?
bought 1,000,000 pounds of cocaine, which with your $100,000 that you get, I was like, I got all
We
this
gonna make
cocaine
some
though.
money then. You know what I'm saying?
No,
But yeah,
because not only that, now you're the supplier because you bought the money with that cocaine. Like you were, that people are going to think that you gave him the $100,000 to buy this cocaine, so you're responsible.
I'd
You're
be
like,
like,
damn
nah, he
it!
came to me and said he wanted to open up a business. A car shop said he wanted to open up, so I gave him the money for that. He went and
Yeah,
did
you
that
better
other
have the
shit.
paperwork for that and be like, look, I told him this is.
Billionaire gonna have that paperwork. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
You ain't bringing me down for that shit. Hell no, not for
Yeah, but nah,
drugs.
but Diddy was a wild dude, and I think I'm convinced that he
Selfish.
got Pac killed, bro. I'm convinced that one. I think he
Pac,
did that.
yeah.
He got Pac
Biggie
killed.
too. Biggie
I
too.
mean, he got Big killed because of the bullshit with Pac though. He didn't like put the hit out on Big or nothing, but I think like he because of that bullshit he pulled with Pac in that situation, that's what got Big killed. You know what I'm
But the
saying?
name of
Like
the
the boy,
title, the name of Big's last was that Life After Death. That was
life
his
after
last
death.
album.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
what
life
was
after
that? No Way Out. Whose album was No Way Out?
that was Puffs. Puffs was No Way Out.
So like, what was he insinuating by that?
I don't know what he was thinking on
The
that
only
one.
way out is through death. That was after Biggie died, right? No Way Out.
Yeah, that came out after that. Cause that's what that was the whole mix up with the what was that shit? The Rolling Stones interview they was talking
Mm,
about too. Like it was supposed to be Big
mm-hmm,
on there, but he wanted to be on there.
mm-hmm.
Like that's crazy,
He
dog. Like
probably
your
caught
man's
wind that.
dead, like and all this shit, and like you still trying to like be the top guy. Like, yo, Suge was right, bro. Told me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be all in the videos and all this shit.
Mm-hmm,
Like, bro, sit your ass down somewhere, Diddy. Like, he wanted to be in front of everything, bro. Like, and that shit was crazy to me too, man. Like damn, like it's the year of your man's death and you still like on some bullshit, bro. Like you
mm-hmm.
made him pay for his funeral supposedly, and then he gets to he was going to be on the cover of the Rolling Stone shit. You want to be on there, like, and then I think his album came out the same year as the Life After Death shit. I mean, Life After Death sold it, did its thing, but it's still like you dropped that album like a couple months later and took the shine right back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like crazy, but.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how he rolled, man. But and I ain't never saw that video with Cassie and shit. Like when he beat her in the
You never seen
thing.
that,
I didn't see it, bro. I honestly
bro?
didn't see it. So that shit was kind of crazy, bro. When I was watching the documentary,
Yeah.
that shit was kind of deep, dog. I'm
That
like,
was
God damn,
that
boy.
went viral a while ago, early this year, I think it was. It went
Like
super
I don't
viral.
see them, but the ones I did see, they had it like all blurred out though. Like they weren't showing the
You must have
actual,
watched the ones like on the news, like on cable TV. Nah,
yeah,
but
like
you
little
watched
shit
the
like
yeah,
that. And then it would just be like the clip, like just real quick. Like they weren't showing everything. But this shit like played it. I mean, they showed the whole shit, dog. I'm like, God damn, dog. Like and then I mean, that was just the one time because they were showing pictures of her like she had a big puncture wound like right here on the side of her head and shit.
like a
Like
gash.
that shit was crazy. I'm like, yo, he was beating on that little girl, dog. But
Poor
that
thing,
shit was
bro. From
nuts, dog.
19 to whatever age she was. But I mean,
30 or some shit like that from 19 to like 30. So and yo, the whole he's the biggest hater. Because like how he got his first baby mom's, what's her name, Misa Hilton
oh, he took her from
with
so and
Eric
so.
Sermon, but he was
He
from what
took
I
it,
guess he
Ryan
was saying
Leslie.
was they weren't together or nothing like that. Like they was friends, but whatever. But he ended up getting Misa Hilton from Eric Sermon, and then with Kim was with the I'll Be Sure guy. You know what I'm saying? He ended
Yep.
up getting her from him, and then how they was explaining in the documentary, I guess how the whole East West Coast shit started is because of some broad that was with Suge. You know what I'm saying? Like he took some
Yeah.
girl from Suge or some shit, and
Oh,
it's just like, yo, he's the biggest hater in history, dog.
yeah.
That's
It was crazy.
crazy. Dirty Mac.
And
He's the biggest Dirty Mac in history.
it was interesting to see those people that the grew up with him. That one guy was talking out a lot. He said where all this stuff came from and then all the
Oh,
mentality he
that was
grew up
that
with.
that
They
hurt
also
right there.
what's funny too is that they also kind of said the same thing. Like he was a goofball. Like people make fun of him and blah blah. And he was
He
nerdy,
was a
but he
lame
had
and
that
all that shit.
mentality that his dad was a big mobster type dude, and like
I
he
mean,
probably ran with that.
he was connected and shit. But yeah, how he did his homie though, that was some other dirtball shit too. Like this is a dude you knew from
When he took
knee
back the
high, you know what I'm
25%.
saying? Yeah, bro, like this is your man you grew up with, bro. Like
Right.
literally as children, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you just do him like that? Like, yo, that shit
Bro,
is wild to me,
it's a
dog.
lot about his character, bro. That's a lot, man. Dirty
But I mean,
money.
it also proves, you know what I'm saying, like, I think for people to get to that a level of success, you gonna do some people dirty as fuck, bro, that you're close to. You know what I'm saying? Like I just think that's just how the game goes, bro. Like nobody's gonna be a billionaire off the goodness of your heart. Like I don't think that shit's gonna happen. Like you're gonna have to like crush somebody on the way up, bro. Like somebody gonna have to take the beating or whatever, nigga, for you to get to that billionaire status, bro. Cause
It's
Like
unfortunate.
it's
I think a
fucked up.
lot of people it happens in money, power, and greed, and it's just like it's kind of like I think people call it power tripping when people get a position of power. Like I felt that firsthand. Like for a little while, I used to do bouncing. Like my little ass, I was real small when I was graduated high school. I was probably like at 19, 20 years old, and I was bouncing bouncer at whatchamacallit, one of the clubs in downtown Orlando. And all I had was a flashlight and a walkie talkie. And I was like, all I could do is hit people. But I did it for so many.
Flashlight cop.
Yeah, exactly. I was doing it for some time though, and then like I would have to tell somebody something, and if they got stupid with me, then I'm just like, all right, and I gank them up, and then like as best as I could, and I would like pull them out, and they're like, get off me, and then the second like bro, they try to swing on me, bro, it's all out war, and like other bouncers are jumping you, and then so I was doing that for some time. I never got hurt. It was fun, but then I had like a daytime job, and then I felt it firsthand, and this is just me being a bouncer, so I can imagine like police officers and stuff like that, but like so I would go to my daytime job and I worked at a resort, and then I would hear people bickering and stuff like that. And then I would try to intervene. I'd be like, hey man, sorry, you can't do this. And we're going to do this. And they're like, man, F you. And I was just like, bro, my rage instantly went up to like 120, and I was ready to just gank them up and throw them out. And I'm just, and this is what I was picturing. Like I was ready to follow my nighttime protocol for my daytime job. And I was
Mm.
like, I checked myself
About
for
to
a
yoke
second there.
somebody up in the
I was about to
lunchroom at
yoke
work.
these people. Yeah, I was about to yoke these people up. And I was like, that's security's job. That's OPD's job. Like, this is a daytime, this is a resort. I can't do that. But it was just
Yeah.
like, I felt that rage in me. And I saw the trajectories I was going to take. I saw how I was going to grab them and throw them out of the pool deck and everything. And I was just like, Charles, I was like, what is this? And I was like, wow, this is a power trip. Cause I got so mad I had to like calm myself down and breathe because I heard people disrespecting me or my coworkers. And then I realized at that point, I was just like, okay, yeah, I see what police officers be doing. So you give somebody a gun and a badge and they got to run the whole city, bro, and you're dealing with a bunch of hotheads. So imagine you give somebody a whole bunch of money and a whole bunch of power, the same trip that they have off the power of the gun, and they can get the same power at the trip of the money, the power you get in respect. Because now it's like Donald Trump. Oh, you could just grab him by the pussy. It's like you got these people that have so much power with the money
I
that they
mean,
just
cause
act like spoiled babies, bro.
I mean, that's just how shit is, bro. Depending on how much money you got. Like he didn't lie when he was like, yo, he could shoot somebody in the middle of 16th Street or
Mm-hmm.
16th Avenue or whatever, bro, Times Square or whatever, and get away with it, bro. Like if you got
Mm-hmm.
a certain amount of money, bro, you get away with whatever, dog. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just how it goes. So yeah, that does give one a sense of godlike ability. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever heard them things when I think it was on French Montana's album or something. No. It was on I think it was on one of Rick Ross's albums or some shit where Diddy was like, um, you wanna be amongst them or you wanna be with God. Like make up your mind. Like, yo, he was like just how he was saying it, like he got a God complex, bro. Like
Mm-hmm. A God
he's
complex. That's
he
a good way
definitely
to
thinks
put it.
that, you know,
Yeah.
and I think that's a lot of people with that kind of money definitely got that, bro.
You get a
King's
God
disease.
complex.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you just it's just whatever I want to do, bro. Like I'm him.
It,
Like you know
that
what I'm
God
saying? What the fuck
complex.
you gonna do? You
It,
know?
it's just like, yeah, kind of, police have that. And plus, I'm saying also, like, I think a lot of police
Superiority
officers,
complexes, all that shit. The
I
same shit.
believe a lot of police officers and firefighters, I think a lot of them use steroids and stuff. And that roid rage as well, that got them going a certain type of way, bro.
I
Like,
mean, I think a lot of them motherfuckers just got rage, period. I mean, especially if they like a lot of them were, veterans and shit, PTSD, they probably not getting treated
some of
for.
them, but I
And some
know a
of 'em
couple
just
people
hating
that,
ass sons of bitches and shit like that. I think it's different factors, but yeah,
yeah, I know some of them people too that's just been bullied their whole life as kids, and then they grow up when they got the
they
power.
get
And
that
that's the
channel
thing they
that
said
bad.
about Diddy. They said that about Diddy, right? They said Diddy was bullied and people thought he was a goofy ass boy, blah blah blah. Blah. And then
I
he
mean, but he
grew up
said he
and he's
fought
like,
back too, though.
he got
So
all this paper.
yeah, and he was connected. So I guess in a way, his mom's was a gangster. I guess she was. She was outside.
Mm,
And everything. So I mean,
definitely.
that's how he got connected with the Crips too, because his dad's homeboy was already out there. So I
Hmm.
mean, and then with the money too. So it's like you got that street element and the money element in there. So you gonna feel like you God, man, because you got
Yeah, he
people that
definitely,
gonna
he know he
do
has
something.
killers.
Yeah,
He
and
knows he has,
that'll
and
give you that.
And that's why Mace wasn't even. I don't think that's why. I think that's probably why Mace didn't say nothing in this whole documentary, because he doesn't want himself included. He don't want nothing. His family don't want. You don't want no smoke, and I don't blame him,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. I mean, just yeah, you over it. Like I don't think he. The only issue Mace had with him was wanting to get the rights to his album. Probably owed him some money, I think, but I think he got all that shit. So, like his issues done with him, and he's like calm as a motherfucker. You getting it.
But
But it is kind of crazy to
he
see
turned
that,
that man into a pastor, bro.
bro. He
Come on.
turned him into a pastor. And what's his name? He's a Jew now. Shine.
Mm.
What's his name? Loon, like a Muslim. Um, like he tried, and I think Craig Mack too. Before he died, rest in peace. I think he went to the church too on some other. I think that's what that was. But yeah, he sent a couple of dudes that had to go see God after leaving Bad Boy. That shit is like, what the fuck did you see over there
And that's what I'm talking to you about, is that
or
like that whole thing
experience?
about germs that we were talking about earlier. You don't see certain things, but you can put one, two, three things together and be like, why is so many people in the industry, when they see certain things, turn into God? Like, look at Daddy Yankee, bro. Like he's like the number one top reggaeton artist of all time. Like, bro, he was huge, and then he now will not touch secular music. And that's a lot of things. Like, I know we're gonna talk over music later, and I gotta talk about that. But that's the thing, is like it's in there, bro. And it's just like, it's real. And these powerful, rich people are telling us in our face, and then we're sitting here like, they just joking. And then you got people like Mace, and you got people like MC Hammer, you got people like Daddy Yankee. These people were like not just some small B-list, C-listers. These were A-list singers, rappers, and artists,
Mm-hmm.
and they stepping out of the game to be like, I got to give my life to Christ.
I
And
mean,
it's
cause you
because they
wild
know
out
they
so
did
hard,
that.
bro. You know what I'm
They did,
saying? I think that's what, like, you
because they
wild out so hard, like, yo, I did some wild shit. Like, yo, I
it's
need to
because
go
you don't
pray
realize what you're doing until you do realize it. And I feel like, me as a listener
until you wake
of
up from the
music,
fog, cause they was all getting
yeah,
fucked up and all
you
that. Yeah,
realize, you, like DMX and all that. Like, DMX stepped out. I think he did his thing, and then I think DMX stepped back, and then I think that's when he got
he was
punished
always
spiritually.
doing his thing though. He would go back and forth, but he was always spiritual. But
Exactly.
he would go back. He had
But he
his
know he
demons
got the
he was
fame
always
from the
dealing with.
demons.
Yeah.
He know he got the fame because that song Damien, bro, like, he says it flat out pretty much. He's a great storyteller, and it might be just a fake
Mm-hmm.
story he made up, but at the same time, there's something behind that. There's underneath that he's one of the greatest storytellers for me. Yeah, bro. But there's something to it, because it wasn't the only time he made that song. He made that song, what, two, three different versions of the same song? Like,
Yeah, he did like 2 or 3. Yeah.
yeah. But there's, and you got a lot, like, come on, like, as many jobs as out there that could be dangerous, it just seems like a rapper or a musician or an actor, their death mortality rates are like ridiculous, bro. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
especially
with hip hop,
rappers.
that's one thing, yeah, but I'm saying, like, when you had, cause you got the 27 Club, I don't know if you ever heard of them, but it's like, I think Pac's in there, the Nirvana dude, what's his name?
Hmm.
Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, they was all like 20 in they mid to late
Mm.
20s and shit, like, when they all died and shit. So yeah, cause it's just like you partying or you just living a certain lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? That's just out there, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I
it's
think
gonna
Donald Trump,
bring.
yeah, Donald Trump said it like this. He said something along, he's like, as far as I'm concerned, I got one of the most dangerous jobs in the world, because if you think about it, for as many presidents as there's been, how many of them were killed? And so if there's only been 50 presidents or whatever, right? Well, he's like the 47th or the 50th, around there, right? So like, so if there's only been that many of that percentage of how many, what's the ratio of how many of them been killed? The same goes for how many successful rappers there's been. So of all those successful rappers and musicians, how many of them have either been killed or went loony, or turned Christian? You know what I'm saying? And you got a
Mhm.
small percentage, even though we think like, oh, there's hundreds of rappers and singers and all. Yeah, that's true. But then of
But
all
I'm
of
saying
them,
like ones that had influence or notoriety like worldwide. Like I'm
right.
thinking
And that percentage is even smaller, correct?
way smaller.
And then,
Yeah, so
and of
you
that,
only got fucking big. You
and
know what I'm
of,
saying?
yeah, but and of that same percentage you're talking about, I would say a good 25%, one quarter of them all turned to Christ, bro. They all dropped out because they're like, it was evil. It was evil. They're all looking at us on camera, telling us, bro, it's evil. Like, I stepped out. Like, I saw
I
some
mean,
spiritual
yeah,
stuff, and
again, you probably just on your God complex shit and you just doing whatever. And then I think just anybody with any kind of like sense in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you just a complete sociopath, like if you got any kind of morality in you, you gonna wild out, go, crazy. Cause all these guys was young, you know what I'm saying? So they just getting to the money, women, drugs, whatever, just living fast. You know what I'm saying? So at
Mm-hmm.
some point, yeah, you gonna wake up from a night of partying hard and just be like, yo, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, da 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 this, you know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be a little more conscious for some people, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, but it's just I think it was totally different with Diddy's situation because you had multiple people after leaving him go and become religious. So that shit was just
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
he
drop out
was
and
he was
say, I
doing
don't
some
want
other
nothing.
shit.
Did you see the interview with his day? Is it Day 26? Is that the
I
name of
mean,
the
I
band?
saw whatever, yeah, the little clips that they had with them in there. I didn't see like
Oh
a
no. Oh, no. He has another. They had a whole nother interview where they were talking to. I don't know if it was Vlad or somebody, and bro had Buddy crying. He had the whole. He almost had everybody crying, bro. There was only one dude I know for sure wasn't crying. He was standing there like he put on his glasses, bro. He sat there like this the whole video while they were talking. He was just like he knew he didn't
stone
want to say
face. Yeah,
nothing, bro. He didn't want to say nothing because he knew Diddy probably was going to be revengeful. But you had the whole band, the boy band group, and they were sitting there. And one guy, bro, he was like, the things we saw, bro. I'm not trying to make fun of it, but he was like sobbing. And I was like, what made this man cry? Just thinking about something that Diddy showed or Diddy put him through, bro. Like, what kind of PTSD? Grown man, you got to watch it, Rob. I got to send it if I find it.
I mean, cause I think Diddy probably was
Grown
doing
man,
some
bro.
gay ass shit, bro. He was doing some gay shit. He was touching these
And
dudes, and
that's
he
what
probably
Rodney said. And that's what Rodney said, bro. He said he drugged me, bro, and I woke up sore. He didn't want to go into detail,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
He's like
we
sometimes it'll
get
be a
your
girl
point,
there,
man.
sometimes it'll be him there. Yes, I think that he was
I
doing
feel
some
bad
other
for
shit
dude,
with
bro.
dudes, bro, or putting them in certain predicaments that was probably very uncomfortable. Like they probably
At
witnessed
gunpoint, bro.
some other shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I don't know, bro. Like,
That's an
yeah,
evil man,
he's
bro.
a wild, he's a different dude, man, and it fucking sucks because it's like, what do you do? Like he made good music, so it's like that Love album is fucking phenomenal, bro. Like that shit was some good throwback R&B vibes going on there. Like that was some
I
shit
ain't
on there.
listen to it. Yeah, I ain't listen to it.
That shit was good, bro. So it's like, I mean, he makes great music, and it's just like, do you gotta like I don't listen to R. Kelly like ever since he went to
Bruh,
flip
R.
this shit.
Kelly.
But if
I
I
stopped listening to him, but before that, he was fire, bro.
he was fired, but I'm saying like I haven't listened to him like maybe I was
Footage,
before he went to jail, but anytime
camera.
he gets mentioned or some shit like that, I might go listen to like I wish I, oh shit. Overview, Diddy's wild as hell. Is it going to stop me from like not from listening to his music?
Wait, say that last part again.
I said Diddy's wild as hell, and is it going to stop me from listening
Oh,
to his music? Probably
is it?
not. You know what I'm saying?
Probably not.
I don't listen to it enough to where it is my whole life. Like I gotta listen to a Diddy song
Okay,
every
but if
day
you
or no
were a
shit.
DJ, would you play? Put it that way. Put yourself in a DJ
I
shoes.
mean,
If you
if it
was
made sense, man, I think so. Not right now, probably not, because he just it's too much in recent memory for bullshit. So, but you give it some time, like whatever. You know what I'm
But
saying?
it
Like
sucks
go
is
ahead,
that you
throw
want
it
to
in there.
support Biggie, right? So you want to play Biggie
I
music
mean, no,
without
you
having to
still
play.
play that
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, nah,
but
you
it's still
can't.
putting money in that man's pocket because he's the producer. That's what
It
sucks.
is what it is with that one. I'm saying
That's like what we talked about earlier about Chicago Bulls and the owners. It's the same
nah,
shit, bro. And Michael
nah,
Jordan, oh, I
bro.
like
I can't.
Michael though, but you supporting this man's God complex, beating up little girls, man. And the
I
same
don't
thing,
even
like,
think he owns any of Big's shit anymore though, because he gave away all of his everybody shit like a couple years ago. He gave everybody their shit back, so I don't even think he owned anything with Big's.
yeah,
So yeah, we can still support Big. Ain't got to support Diddy, man. He's a
but you
wild boy. But
think,
again, you know what I'm saying? If the Love album, one of them song, I don't know what song that is. Well, he got a couple of joints on there, but if that shit coming to my head and I gotta hear it, I'm gonna hear it. So I'm gonna listen to it. So this is what it is, man.
no, my last album for Diddy was really what that whole No Way Out Victory album, Mommy Benaki, and the You Can
Bro,
Hate
that
Me
was no
Now.
way out. That was
That
like
was
way back.
that album. The other one, Press Play, I kind of messed with that because it was like futuristic and stuff like that. But now
I
that
fucked with all his albums were good because even
I ain't
shit
messing with that no more.
the Dirty Money album was crazy. Like that was some fire shit, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like there's some people like he fall into that category, I guess, with Kanye. Like when it comes to music, you're geniuses. Even though he don't
Right.
play any instruments or
Yep.
make any beats, anything like that, he got an ear for it. He knows like, yo, that sounds like it'll go, and it goes. You know what I'm saying? And so Ye's different because he gets down, he makes them joints, but anything outside of music, Ye's a fucking idiot. Diddy's a fucking evil son of a bitch. You know what I'm
And then when
saying?
he gets out, bro, he get his money back and all that, bro. He's after
I was saying like
everybody.
he gonna have to redeem himself some way because he too much of a he likes to be in the camera too much. He likes to be front and center. So I think when he does get out, we may not hear nothing from him for a little bit, but he's gonna
He's
find his way back into
he's very
our
dangerous, bro.
fucking in
He's
front of the camera.
dangerous.
But yeah,
I think he kind of wanted what who's that rapper out of Houston? The guy that everybody fears.
face
Not Phase. Dang. They said he had something to do with Migos, the guy from Migos' death.
matter you. Oh, Jay Prince.
Jay Prince. He's trying to he wanted that Jay Prince power. He wanted that Suge Knight power. And I think he low key he
He
has it.
got
He
it to
knows
an
he got it.
extent. Yeah, he got it.
And he
Yeah.
got it
I
to an
mean,
extent. And that's the thing is when he get out, bro, it's a game. It's for
but
50, bro.
I don't think, bro. If Diddy's
Bro,
a
he blew. They didn't even
psycho,
talk about that in the documentary. That's what I didn't like about this documentary. They left out a lot of stuff, bro. They didn't talk about Mace. They didn't talk about the bomb in Kid Cudi's car. They didn't talk
they
about
did talk about the bombing. I
bro,
mean,
they
they
talked
didn't
about
talk about him
Cudi. I don't
bombing
think
it, but they talked about the
yeah,
Cudi shit. But
exactly.
because they don't believe, like the juror said, they didn't find Shorty's story believable, so they don't even know if that's even what happened. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, because she did come off a little. I forgot what her name was, but she did come off a little more emotional
Uh
than everybody else.
Constantine or something,
It
Constellation
was
or
something
something
with a
like
C, yeah. But yeah, Constellation. But yeah, she seemed a little more emotional about things compared to everybody else. So it's kind of hard to believe her story now because she's the one that told the story, the Kid Cudi story and shit. But so who knows with her, dog? So that's probably why they didn't elaborate too much on that shit. Because for one, he wasn't on trial for that. You know what I'm saying? So I think they were just trying to stick to what we do know. And then
Capricorn.
Capricorn, that was her name.
Yeah.
That's a wild. That she
I know it
had
had
some
something to
hidden
do with the
parents.
constellations.
It was close. It was close. Yeah, but yeah, man, that's Diddy, man. It was a well put together documentary, though. I definitely give him that. Um,
It had a lot of good stuff in it. I just felt like
so
some
I
of the
was engaged.
segues, some of
Yeah,
the segues into other topics, I was like, bro, you just left a whole big piece out of that. And then sometimes they would say something and then it would cut to something else completely. And I don't know if they kind of did that on purpose in their editing or whatever. I felt like it was in some sense it was some of those things. I thought it was going to lead somewhere, then
yeah, we
it didn't
losing
get
you,
to where I wanted it
audio,
to get to, and it kind of was like I was like, but wait, weren't they just talking about this? Why did they just
Joe.
switch to this? And unless I missed something, my son was screaming or whatever. But when I was watching, my wife caught it a couple times too. She was just like, wait, they were just talking about this. Why did he just jump to that? Are they going to come back to this? And they would never come back to that. And we were just we were stuck a couple times. I was like, when a movie or a documentary does that, then there's something wrong with the editing. Edit. What happened?
Bro, you went out that whole time, bro. You had to been out for at least 45 seconds, bro. What's up, shit?
Yeah, you were still too. I was like, but I could still hear myself, and my video was moving, but you're still.
Yeah, you went all the way out. Like, video went out. I ain't hear you or nothing.
But I was saying that was like my wife and I caught it a couple times where they would bring something up, a topic, and they would talk about it for like a few seconds, leading us up to think something, and then they would cut to talk about something else, and we were like, but wait, you were just talking about, are you going to come back to it? And then when they don't come back to it, it's kind of like you forgot something, you know. And if I
Yeah,
feel like
I
that
mean,
while watching a documentary, I feel like the editing process they skip some shit. They
well, I
made it
mean
too
that
quick.
because then it would have turned the 4 episodes would have been an 8 episode thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like they probably just stuck to what we know, and then
Mm-hmm.
because they built the story up from his beginnings until today. You know what I'm saying? What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? So it's like we have the facts on this or whatever, and a lot of shit went down with him on his climb up. So yeah, they couldn't pay attention to everything because like they even I saw it in when 50 and the girl who did the documentary was on MSNBC or whatever news station they was on the other day. They was coming up with questions and she was like, well, that's probably a whole nother documentary right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you could make stories off of something else because it's just too much shit going on. So it's just like we have to put these facts in here and just put the story together. But it
I
still painted you still saw the whole picture and it all made sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But
I did not know that many people died in that thing, in the event he threw. Not, what was it,
I
like
didn't even
nine
know nothing
people?
about that shit at all, bro. Like
You know
that
what's
was just
crazy? Is I did know a little bit about it, but I heard a different side of the story. My father-in-law told me that he did promotions with that same college, and while he
mm,
was working on something, and I guess Diddy came over. Like, I'm not saying he was friends or anything with Diddy, but he said that Diddy ruined it for him too because he threw a lot of parties in that same college, and then they
oh
had
yeah,
to cut.
he probably
And
definitely fucked up the promoter bag for a while for everybody.
yeah, in New York, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I was
So
but I didn't know anything about Stampede 'cause that was like 90, 91 or something. That was like before he was even anybody because that the dude in the documentary was like, this is how he got famous. You know what I'm saying? And it's because of that happened. And then he had to be in the cameras and the news cameras and everything. So that's when he became familiar with, people became familiar with his face then. And then,
yeah,
whenever he went on from there. So, I mean,
I
that
think
for that to be your intro into American culture or whatever into the spotlight
mhm.
is the death of 9 people. Like
Yo,
that's not a good way in, I don't think,
that's that
what I'm saying?
sacrifice they be talking about, bro. He sold his soul, got the
Might
sacrifices
have
in
been what
there,
that
killed all
was.
these people. The thing is, also on top of all of that, it's like I think it was at the beginning. Diddy was very much. They kept saying he didn't drink alcohol, he wasn't into drugs. Yeah. At the end though, there was he was like when they were showing him in that hotel room, bro. He was gone off some drugs, serious drugs.
Yeah, he was all the purple cocaine, the blue
Yeah,
cocaine, the pink cocaine. That nigga had all kinds of
he lost
cocaine.
it.
But I'm
He lost
like, yo, where
his
the
mind.
fuck did they get all them colors of
He lost.
cocaine at? That was fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
he's
But
hopped on. All right, so next video, our Spotify roundup. You ain't gonna know anything on mine, bro. I'm telling you. You probably know a couple, but you're not gonna know a lot. I
man,
told you I changed this music year. I changed up. I'm out of that secular. I'm trying to get out.
you gotta see what do you church music? All your shit church music?
Not all of it. Not all of it. I got the
So what
basic
is it?
bitch stuff, but
So
then I
like
also
what's her
I
name?
got
Taylor Swift? You got Taylor Swift in there?
no heck no. I'm not that bad. I'm saying basic B like hip hop wise, like rap wise, black
Mm,
guy wise. I don't got nothing crazy. I'm sure you're gonna have some wild stuff in there.
I ain't got nothing. I
You're
mean,
like, did
yeah,
you hear about that guy John Smith and blah blah blah? Who was that guy
I got
Terrell was
one
talking
that'll
about?
throw your ass off.
Who?
Larry June. I don't fuck with
Larry
Larry June.
John, bro. I went to search his music. I'm like, bleh.
Yeah, he not my.
Terrell be
You
listening to
know,
some crazy stuff, and he gonna watch this video, bro. I said it. You be listening to the wildest crap, bro.
yeah, he don't. I
He's
mean, the
like,
beat
it's Batman
selection dude be
hard.
using cool, but I don't like how dude flow, so I don't mess with him. So
Yeah, yeah.
I got some shit that'll throw you off. I got one that'll throw you off. Other than
Bro.
that, everything else is pretty
Sometimes you put me
same
on the
shit.
people. You put me on the Mike Posner. You put me on the Kid Cudi. You put me on the Drake. You put me on, and these are like when they're underground, and I respect you for those. But like, there's some people that you like. You got a big genre though, so I would say
Yeah, I listen to a lot of different
you hit
shit.
with me most of the time. But like, there's some people I'm like, it's too much, too much, too much,
Yeah, but
too lyrical, too conscious, too conscious.
too conscious. Yeah, man. But yep. Next one, I guess we'll get to our little list. I guess top 10 songs of the year. I guess for us and shit. So
Yes, sir.
we'll take it from there. All right, my
All right,
brother,
man.
man.
Be easy.